Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air.
Good morning and a very happy Star Wars day. It is May the 4th. Do I really need to tell you where we're going today on May the 4th on Star Wars Day? Do I really need to say it?
Yes, we're going to Animal Kingdom.
We're going to Hollywood Studios. We're on our way to Hollywood Studios. We are both appropriately attired for Star Wars Day. When we get to the bus stop, I'll show you the detail on Ross's shirt. It is incredible.
I can't be more excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I think this is going to be probably one of the busiest days we'll have on this trip.
I think so.
We have very purposefully rolled the dice a little bit today. We didn't go for rope drop or early entry or anything like that, as we thought it might be bonkers. And I'm just really, we're almost halfway through the trip. Bonkers is for the first few days of the trip when you're still like really full of the Disney magic. Halfway through, we'll leave the bonkers to other people. So a couple of little quirks for today. We do have a virtual queue, but not for a ride. We have a virtual queue for shopping. I mean, really, nobody should be surprised that I have a virtual queue for a shopping experience. But yeah, they're doing virtual queues for merchandising today. And we have our lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance. Ross did check before we left the room. Both Rise of the Resistance and Tower of Terror are down this morning.
Bodes well.
Really bodes well. We'll see what the experience is like today. Again, I do have Genie Plus. We don't have much of a structured plan today. Today is about being in the park on May the 4th, so it's going to be
Star Wars heavy.
It's very, very Star Wars heavy today. We do have an August. There's an outer rim in my future. And possibly a fuzzy tauntaun. I think possibly a fuzzy tauntaun. What are you going to have in August?
I'm probably just going to stick to my Gold Squadron lagers.
Ross sticks to his lagers while I systematically work my way down the menu.
Yeah, you're
August Cantina.
To the outer rim.
See what you did there? So we are headed to the bus stop and we will shortly be on the planet Batu. So,
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Well, we're waiting in the bus. This is Ross's Star Wars shirt. It has everything. It has a bit of everything. He has those on, and I think he also has Star Wars shorts on, if I'm not mistaken. He has his May the Force be with you shorts on today. And this is the virtual queue position right now. We're group 70 for the May the 4th merchandise event. Come to Disney, get in the virtual queue to spend more money. And yes, we did bring all the payment cards with us today. You never know, maybe I won't shop, maybe I won't buy anything. You don't know, I might not. Ross absolutely will. And since it's uncharacteristically quiet here at the bus stop this morning, I thought I would show you the setup at the bus stop. We're over here at the North Depot, and they all have these handy digital signs now telling you when the next bus is going to be. The North Depot serves all the parks. Over at the South Depot it's split into two sections. If you are in any of the buildings at Port Orleans that are closer to one of the other depots, other than the South, I always recommend coming and getting the bus first thing in the morning from the one closest to your building, because the main building is usually the last one. And we've got some very pretty views. So we haven't found the buses overly packed at all so far on this trip. That being said, there are the 4 depots here at Port Orleans Riverside. Our closest one is the North Depot. Sometimes if we're having breakfast in the morning, we've maybe gone over to the south, but we're now getting into a good routine of coming back, dropping off the mugs at the room, and then coming out here to the north, because it picks up at the west, then the north, then the east, and the south last. So we're pretty much always guaranteed a seat on the bus if we go in at the North Depot, and you know how I feel about getting to sit down.
And talking of the bus,
And
ever
here
since
it
yours.
is. We've been in the park for a minute and a half and Ross has already bought something. He's already bought something. A minute and a half that took. When I said it was going to be busy, it's going to be busy. We are currently in line, I hope for Ronto Roasters, but I could be in a line for anything. I don't know what we're in line for. Hopefully there's a Ronto wrap at the end of it, but it is bonkers. In the best possible way though. Everyone's in costume. Batu feels real now. Okay, verdict on the classic Ronto wrap.
5 out of 10, and the morning wrap was probably better.
Yeah, that was our first experience of the normal Ronto wrap. Last year we had the breakfast version. I would agree, the breakfast one is superior. We have found the tiniest sliver of shade just outside the line for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. The atmosphere is really cool. There's so many people. Hold on. We had to wait for the engineers at the Falcon to stop having a very loud argument. So yeah, the atmosphere is really, really fun. There are so many people in full costumes and hats off to them because it is a really hot day and they are in full costume. It looks incredible. So it looks like Batu should. So many people from different planets, different movies all wandering around. I do not envy the characters. The characters are being absolutely mobbed. This is take 3 because our tiny sliver of shade is getting very, very busy over here. So yeah, it is a proper carnival atmosphere in Batu today. Loads of people in full costumes from every possible bit of the Star Wars Extended Universe. It is incredible to see, and hats off to them because they must be absolutely boiling. I'm boiling in shorts and t-shirts. So yeah, it looks like everybody's having a great time. It's very, very busy. So today is one of those days you have to make yourself very small. You have to swivel your hips like this because strollers are going to come at you at full speed. So you have to be able to do the bob and weave, and the duck, and the dive, and the dip, and the dodge. Got to do all of those things today. So I don't see it being a very heavy ride today. I think it's more about soaking up the atmosphere and having a little bit of fun and doing all the Star Wars drinks and snacks today. But we've stacked up a couple of lightning lanes for later on, and we should be able to make another one in about an hour or so we'll be able to start stacking at that point. But right now we're enjoying this tiny sliver of shade before the sun comes along and obliterates it.
On with us. I look forward to your service.
The First Order welcomes your allegiance.
Do you see this? Yes. Do you see that in your little costume? Cute choice. It is a costume, right?
Depends how many credits are in it.
Let's hope for your sake it stays one.
And so it begins. We are now in the we're now in the actual queue.
Oh, the actual queue?
Our boarding group has been called to go to the shop. Well, that was like a training exercise for the apocalypse. I tell you, there was not a lot of room to move in that store. But what was great is it's in the old Muppets store, which still has all the old props and some of the Muppets displays, which have sadly been closed off for years now. So it was cool to see that. And that was the only half an inch of space that we could stand in at that time anyway. But we have come out with many, many items. We'll show you those when we get back to the room later. But yeah, not much room to move in the merchandise. Oh, my life flashed in front of my eyes about 7 different times. They say bright suns here in Batu, and do you know why? Because at 2 o'clock in the day you have to make yourself part of the rock structure to get some shade. I've had an outer rim, I've had a fuzzy tauntaun, which means I'm going to have to drink approximately 75 gallons of water now. But we're now marching to the front of the park because we bought so many things in the merchandise store that we have to go and get a locker. And then we'll come back and do some rides.
I did not think I would see you again after the incident. You're braver than I thought. You will be intercepting a First Order train shipment of coaxium. Gunners, you clear the path. Pilots, line up behind the train. And engineers, you harpoon that precious cargo. Right pilot, make the jump to light speed. protecting the train. Take them out! They've locked onto us. Take evasive action!
We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. It is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. Line Numb and I shall personally see them delivered.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
Black Leader, we're picking up an unusual signal. Are you spotting anything?
Yeah, I see it. We'll check it out. BB-8, what do you got?
There appear to be a number of small craft heading our way. Raise the shields.
So it is 5 to 8, did you say? 5 to 8 in the evening. It is still 27 degrees. It is a very hot day here at Hollywood Studios.
It's still absolutely hot.
It is very, very busy. It's very busy. So we've done all the rides in Batu. We did Smuggler's Run, we did Rise of the Resistance. What else have we been doing? What else have we been doing? Yes, we had a very, very sunny ride on Slinky Dog Dash. Very warm. And Tower of Terror. And then we're just waiting for a lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes.
And then once we come out of that, the sun should be down properly and it should be starting to get dark, so we will head back into Batu for Galaxy's Edge at night. How have you found your first Star Wars day so far?
I loved it. Because I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's been a blast.
See what you did there? Yeah, I'm looking forward to going in as it gets darker because the sheer number of people with lightsabers, I just think it's going to look incredible in there tonight. So let's go and ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and then we will head back off planet. We just got the magic message on alien swirling saucers. Friends, if you'd like to ride again, remain seated with your lap belts fastened. You better believe I remain seated with my lap belt fastened. first we have the May the 4th Be With You Star Wars haul. If anybody isn't interested in seeing what we bought while out shopping today, please feel free to skip ahead. The first item here, which was the first thing Ross bought when he came in, was this Star Wars hooded zipper. Now this one's actually not for May the 4th. It is to celebrate, as you'll see down here, the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And it does have a design on the back as well, which I'll turn over and show you in just a second. For the May the 4th merchandise, we got, naturally, the limited edition May the 4th Be With You 2023 pin. This was this year's t-shirt, the Take Me to the Cantina design, which seems to be on most of the merchandise. And then on the front it just has the May the 4th Be With You logo. The other t-shirt design, which naturally I had to have, was the Take Me to the Cantina, the August Cantina with their most famous drinks, including my personal faves, the Fuzzy Tauntaun, the Outer Rim. We also got the Take Me to the Cantina water cup, which is absolutely massive. We decided just to get one and fight over it. And then these, again, they're not for May the 4th, I don't think. These are a Starbucks range of cups, but we thought these were really cool, so Ross has gone for the Mustafar one. And because I am a Rey fangirl, I have gone for the Jakku one, with my lady on it there. And here's the back of the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary hoodie, the artwork on the back. And that's everything we bought at Star Wars Day. So that is a wrap on our very first ever May the 4th at Hollywood Studios here in Florida. How was your day?
Oh, I had a great day. I don't have any complaints to make about today. It was just perfect. Perfect day for me. Lots of merchandise for me and lots of people watching for you.
Yeah, it was an incredible day. The atmosphere in Galaxy's Edge was unlike anything I've ever seen. It's probably the busiest I've seen Galaxy's Edge since those first couple of weeks when it opens, where we happened to be booked and they brought the opening forward. So we were there just in the first few days of Galaxy's Edge being open, and yesterday was the busiest day that I've seen it since those days. But the atmosphere was very, very vibrant yesterday, and it made Batuu look like how I would think the Imagineers had in mind, because everybody was in some kind of Star Wars dress. Lots of people were in full costume, and I'm talking about like the full robes, masks, helmets, everything, and they were all interacting with each other as well. So it was amazing to be walking around and maybe walking outside Olga's Cantina, and there's people from all around the galaxy just standing casually chatting to each other. It really made Galaxy's Edge the most immersive that I've seen it. And then that bit at the end of the night when you walked through it, and I mean, they must have sold enough lightsabers to keep Walt Disney World in business for the next 5 years, judging by the number of boxes that were going around yesterday. But when we walked through, and I'll insert a picture here as well, just in case the footage didn't turn out last night, because it was very, very crowded. But when everybody was standing just in front of the Millennium Falcon and the lightsabers were up in the air and all the different colours, it was just something I don't think we'll ever see it like that again. It was
another chant.
Yeah, all chanting, and a nice wee shout out, a wee chant for good old DJ Rex and Olga's Cantina, which is always my fave. So it was just a really good overall day. We met a really nice family in Olga's as well. We got the dream in Olga's. We got to sit down at a booth. If you're not familiar with the setup in Olga's, it's a very strict set of rules that they have in place. So you're limited to 45 minutes. Generally a 2-drink limit that you're supposed to have, although I have found in practice they'll always offer as a third if we want to get a third one in a to-go cup. But there's only a few booths and everything else is standing, so it usually is an absolute killer on the legs and feet if you're already tired. But yesterday we got a booth, that's the dream, and really nice family. Just great to talk to, a really lovely family from Dallas. They made it super fun. It was their first time, I think, in August as well.
It was, yes.
So it was just an overall great Star Wars heavy day.
I should add that standing at the bar is also a great experience.
Yeah.
For anyone wondering what to do with their bags, there's wee hooks underneath the bar that you can just put them on, and so you can just stand there and not worry about your bags getting trampled on.
Yeah.
So that's good, and also, well, DJ Rex is the star of the show.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. We have never missed, since the first time it opened, we've never missed August, and so far I haven't tired of it yet.
No.
But yeah, it was a really special day yesterday. One of those ones I think will probably end up being an overall highlight of the trip for us. I was very tired, which is why we're doing the wrap up this morning. Yesterday was very much a straight into bed effort for me last night.
Yeah, I think you were asleep before you even got in the room.
I was so tired, and we've been so fortunate with the buses so far for that. So we're halfway through the trip now, and last night was the first time we've had to stand on the bus, which never ever happens. So I knew my luck had to run out, and it unfortunately ran out last night. Where not only were we standing on the bus, but we were caught in some kind of traffic jam as well, and it just felt like the longest bus journey of my entire life. I genuinely thought the bones in my legs were breaking, because I get very dramatic about how sore my feet and legs will get in a Disney trip. So I was in quite a mood by the time I got in, and that was a straight into the ice water effort as well. That was run the cold water in the bath and get the feet and legs in to get the swelling down. So yeah, trips to Disney not without their physical consequences. So we will wrap up here for, I was going to say tonight, for today, obviously it's the next day, and we will let you know in the next vlog where we're off to today.
Yep. So hit all those socials and comment below and like and do all those things that you're supposed to do.
Exactly. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.